if I said to you, one of the greatest things God has done is a creation, right? The creation. How many books of the Bible are devoted to the topic of the creation? One, I think we generally figure the book of Genesis captures it. I mean, there's obviously, it's addressed elsewhere, but that's the primary focus of that book and probably the only book that focuses on it. My proposition to you tonight that there's another act of God that is more profound, more important than his creation. Now you all know you're in the right room. This is heresy 1A, right? Redemption, right on. Right on. Redemption is greater than creation in many respects, but I'll just go at it simply. How many books of the Bible are essentially devoted to the subject of the redemption? 66. Okay, well, 66, that's a cute answer, except that's fair. That's fair. But in a specific sense, I've got to argue that the book of Revelation, the issue in the book of Revelation is the redemption. Behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth. All that Christ paid for and took title to, he then takes possession of, and that's what the book's all about. Redemption. Good. A predecessor book anticipating it, the book of Joshua. A structural model of the book of Revelation in many respects. If that's a new idea to you, I commend you the Joshua studies. They're fascinating for that reason, if none other. The book of Ruth. The romance of redemption. Without which, if you don't understand the book of Ruth, you can't fully appreciate what's going on in the book of Revelation. But then, in an anticipatory sense, which book of the Bible is really the book of redemption? Exodus. Good guess. Good answer. So we, by this logic, came to take the book of Exodus as a book of prophecy. Now, if I was just going to go through the books and say, gee, I'm sort of in the mood to do a prophetic study, and I was interested in doing something Old Testament, I would be hard-pressed to find a book that is more full of prophecies. The book of Exodus. That seems surprising. The book of Exodus is going to be startling in its unveiling of detail. The burning bush, the acacia bush burning in the desert that Moses takes fascination of next week. The thorns introduced as a symbol of the curse worn on the brow of Jesus Christ, aflame, and yet not being consumed. The flame being the hands of the living God, but not being consumed. What is that a model of? A model of grace. It's always grace that draws us, not his righteousness, and that's what drew Moses, and we're going to get into that next week. But we move on through the thing, and of course we have the plagues of Egypt. Fascinating study of the plagues of Egypt.